Brad, Parallel Love, man. What an album.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening.
And the funny thing is, I was actually watching James Taylor the other day. I was watching Something in the Way. And then I came across a research, a performance you did of James Taylor. Couldn't help but notice it comes from your soul, from your DNA. You're not covering a song. You are the song.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that is, I could probably say, my biggest influence, on the way that I write songs for myself, just growing up. I mean, I remember singing those songs with my dad, and there's just something about him. He makes the songs he writes are very complicated, actually, but
It's not so simple.
exactly. And that's what's so amazing, is that the chords are really, really kind of complicated, and the way he plays is very complicated, but makes it sound like anyone who does anything really well, like a golf swing. Like, how come I can't do that? It looks so easy.
Basically, like Tom Petty's saying, it sounds like while flowers are free falling. You think it's just a stroke, and there's so many layers.
Well, yeah, and it's everything. It's not. It's the sound of the instruments. It's the sound of the person's voice. It's the person who's delivering it. Not everyone can sing "Free Fallin'" and make it sound like that. It's just not how it is.
As you could tell in Broadway.
Yeah, exactly. Or my favorite cover that everyone tries to do is, your hands, whoa. Like, everyone down there was trying to do it. I'm like, oh god.
But was that like how you were? Like, let's go back to like Staples High School.
Yeah.
Is that like how you were? Like you were a great soccer player.
Yeah.
And you were a great musician.
Yeah.
Is that like your two obsessions?
Yeah, I mean, at that time, I mean, soccer was a big part of my life. I was almost on the national team for, when I was 18. But like me, I found the guitar when I was 13, and I had my first band when I was 15 or 16. And yeah, we played the, senior prom, after party. And so it was just from the moment I found that guitar in the attic, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I think now I realize how lucky I was to know what I wanted to do at that young. There's people that go their whole lives, they never know what they never find.
You knew that was your path.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love that story, and I love how there's like a Westport to like Nashville connection.
Yeah.
It trips me out. Like Judd Fuller, a good friend of mine, plays bass, came out of that area. You came out of that area. And we talked about James Taylor, all that northeast kind of Boston vibe. What is it about that area that kind of has that singer-songwriter kind of?
Is he from Boston, James Taylor? I didn't know.
No, but he's always like around Newport, Rhode Island.
Oh yeah.
I just identify him with like
Yeah.
Carolina, I guess. But
yeah, I don't know, man. God, who knows? I mean, they always, it's interesting because, again, when you think of country music, you don't necessarily think of Westport, Connecticut, But I think that, it doesn't matter where you are, if there's a sound that connects with you, and there's something that resonates with you, deep enough that you can make that sound your own, And so, I mean, it's just like growing up. I mean, not only was it James Taylor, but it was the Allman Brothers Band. I was really drawn to Southern rock, Southern rootsy, like even like the Black Crowes and Rolling Stones, and I don't know. There's just something about that music that resonated with me.
Love it, man. Let me talk about something that is really interesting to me with this project of yours. You're singing this very, kind of like small venues for what you've played. You're playing the OG Pavement. You're playing these really intimate venues. And I was thinking, I mean, if I was an artist, I'm not. I would think it's maybe more difficult to play some of these rooms on like giant stadium, would it not?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, number one, I've played thousands of shows with Old Dominion, and we're playing loud, big rooms. People are partying. Like, you can make a mistake, nobody can hear the difference. Exactly. And yeah, this is way more intimate, and people are right there next to you, and it's actually been so enjoyable. That's one of the things I love about being able to do this little side project is it's making me feel like I'm doing it all over again, like for the first time, which is just so exciting, and I'm getting to just appreciate every moment of it again, with the small rooms, the little things. It's like, it's great.
You miss that.
Yeah, I mean, even the band, even Old Dominion, we love, like when we go to Europe, it's like we'll play some little bars, and it's like, oh, we missed the days when we did this, you know.
So
So,
there is a beauty to that, right?
oh yeah,
They didn't have all the machinery and the
exactly. I mean,
beats and
that's the thing. Is like, you know, I don't play. You know, there's no click tracks. There's no machine. It's especially, you know, in my music now. It's like I make that a point because I just want it to be as like as natural and basic as like it can be. You know, just humans playing without all the crazy lights and stuff. And you know,
I would imagine that you need that as an artist, right, Brad? Like, because you come from a proud lineage of guys in big bands that like kind of like start their own projects. I would imagine as a creative soul that you are. That is almost like a necessity, like you almost like need it for
oh yeah,
all your projects. Yeah.
yeah, because it allows me to, you know, look, a band is a democracy, you know, and you know, sometimes you don't get your way, you know what I mean? And you have to be able to deal with that, you know, whether it be in the mixing process or what songs you choose or whatever. And that's what makes a band sound like it does. But it's just nice to be able to express just myself exactly how I want to. You
And
know?
you're getting like lauded for it. Like people are loving your stuff.
Yeah, which feels great. I mean,
Listen to the Opry. I feel that like
yeah, yeah.
but like ask yourself.
Yeah, and it's always great, you know, like you know, when the band guys come up to you and like, man, I really like their songs. Like it was a pleasure to learn the music and, you know, for them. So it makes it feel good, you know? So
Absolutely, Brad. Speaking of the album, I mean, there's so many great songs. Lover and a Friend. Love that one. What was really interesting to me, and I found this out, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was like a long process to do some of these songs. Like you started with guitar, then you shelve it, merge it with piano.
yeah. That's one of the great things I think about, you know, a lot of these songs, a lot of the songs on that record, and then even more of the songs that I've been writing now, that I'm going to release, I just write by myself. So I can, you know, a lot of times if I'm going in to write, you know, a song for like, you know, work for your job, you're trying to write some hit songs, you know, you got till 11 from 11 to 3 and you know, you got to bang it out. But I can take, you know, I can wake up in the morning, I can play it, and then if I can put it down, I can come back to it. There's no rush in the creation. So it's nice.
But you know what? It's incredible to me when I hear stuff like that from artists like you. How do you know like when it's ready for the next phase? You know what I mean? Because like I can't believe that you have like this great song in like a Dropbox folder for like months. When and I know you probably have like tens or twenties right now, right this moment.
Yeah.
When do you know like, hey, I'm gonna go back to that one that I wrote back in summer or whatever?
A lot of times is like, you know, you make a little, either an iPhone recording of you playing it, you know, or just a little demo. And that's the other thing is, you know, then I'll listen to it. You know what I mean? I mean, I'll drive her in the car, I'll put it on, I'll listen to it.
Like your friend.
Yeah, my friends and the ones that hold up, you know, and the ones you want to keep listening to, and the ones you really like, you just know. I mean, at least you know that you like it. You know what I mean? Who knows if anyone else is gonna like it, but and then even from then, it's like, you know, I was in the studio. I was telling you, you know, yesterday and the day before. It's like then you have to take it, and you know, some of them you have a very good vision for, and then other ones it's nice to go in with the band and they come up with another, you know. And I purposely when I with this music, you know, in Old Dominion I play lead guitar, electric guitar, but in this I play the acoustic and I sing, and I want to let the other musicians play. I don't want to bring myself into the rest of the sound. I just want to take my role, you know, and do what I do in this particular setting. Um, and it's just interesting to see what other people come up with, and you know, it's sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you think it's going to go one way, and then it ends up not. You know what I mean? So
Do you tell them, and for people that don't live in Nashville, like work with like some of the most incredible side people in the studio, so they are very talented, they have
Yeah.
great ears. But do you kind of tell them like, hey, this is kind of the direction that I want to go with this?
yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of times, like, you know, maybe you'll play a song that you're like, you know, maybe we kind of do it like this, you know. Um, but again, I respect the players that I'm asked to play on the stuff so much that half the time I'm asking them what they think. You know what I mean? I'm like, do you like what I'm doing? They're like, yeah, it's great. I'm like, okay, good. You know, because we all, you know, we all we believe in ourselves and we think we suck at the same time. So it's like, it's, you know, when you have people that you trust around and they're telling you, no, man, that's good. You're like, okay, good. Steve, something to tell me.
After all this back, when you have like this palette of great songs, putting them together,
Hey,
gotta be a trip. Because Parallel Love, like the track list, is almost like an adventure in itself.
yeah.
So the outro, the middle section,
Mm-hmm.
it's a journey. It's like reading a book.
Yeah, that was my fiance's idea was to take that one song, "Oh Darling," is a whole song, but she's like, you should chop it up into 3 pieces. I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. So then, you know, that was a cool thing. And then, you know, when trying to name the record, you know, a lot of these songs some are about, you know, being on the road. They're about being a musician. The "Oh Darling," "Crazy Life," you know, and when came time to pick the title of the record, you know, I always look at first, okay, is there any song that really sums it up? You know, and then if there's not, then you got to think of another title that's not any of the songs. But it took me, I didn't fall right out at, but once I finally realized, like, you know, Parallel Love, that song's about, you know, growing together with a person, and you're not always going to be on the same page, you know. Sometimes one person will be helping the other along, sometimes you'll be at odds, but you know, you're going together. And then I was like, wow, it kind of goes through, you know, music with bands, with love, with life, everything. And it just like, oh, it really made sense to call that the record. But it like, I wish I could say I set out with the plan of making this. It's almost, it's not like a concept record, but it almost kind of is a little bit.
Come up with the plan.
No, no, I didn't this time.
Kind of become.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Oh my God, that's amazing. But I know you got a lot going on, and you're gonna fast on for us. But let me leave you with this.
You've been in Nashville for a while.
Yeah,
How many years have you been?
I think like 17, 18 years.
Years, okay. So you came as a baby. It's a tough industry, man. I mean, there's ups, there's downs, and
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
What do you attribute, just like your longevity as a human, as a person, and you've kind of your energy is fantastic. You're a great guy.
thank you.
Everybody loves you, man. You've kept who you are. You're
Thank you, man. That means a lot.
How do you attribute kind of like just rolling with it, man?
Oh, God. I mean, like I said, I mean, a lot of things. Number one, just, you know, again, just having such a firm belief in that, and a love for music. It kept me on this path for as long as it did. You know, I just enjoyed every aspect of it. And, you know, I'm sorry. Ask me one more time. I forgot my train of thought.
Yeah, like what you attribute, like almost 2 decades in this industry, and just
Oh.
keeping your bearings and keeping your
Yeah, yeah, you know, and then just I almost quit music once when I was after I was in a band called Army of Me, and after that band broke up, I moved to New York City, and I was like hanging out with my aunt's boyfriend. He was like doing video editing, and I was like, I'm just so tired of being in bands. I'm tired of driving around in a van. You know, so I was like, maybe I'll get into video editing. And then my dad actually was like, I think you didn't move to Nashville. So like came down here, it was like, oh, like one last push. And also there was something about this town that when I moved here and then I drove down Music Row, it just seems like so accessible to me. Coming from New York, where if you want to go to Sony Records, you have to have like a fingerprint and go up to the millionth floor. And it was like, this was just little houses on Music Row. This was before any of these apartments came there. And it just seemed like, okay, I can do this. I know the path. Like, I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to learn how to write the best song I can. And you know, God, it just, in the beginning, I met all these great people. And, you know, it was a point in everyone's career when we were all striving and learning from each other and staying up all night long playing music. And, you know, you know, just always finding the joy in it, you know, that keeps you coming back, and just knowing that I wanted to be the best that I could possibly be at it, you know. And it's interesting. I sometimes come home off the bus and, you know, Sunday morning and it's like 6 a.m. and you're driving home, no one's awake, and yeah, coming back to the city, and I just think to myself, like, I cannot believe, you know, I can't believe it happened. You know, it finally happened. And you just got to stick with it. I mean, it took me, it's from when I was 15 years old till when it took me 20 years, you know, to finally quote unquote make it. So you just got to keep going. You know, if you want to do it, you got to be willing to watch your friends get jobs and succeed, and you still have nothing, and and you gotta be strong, you gotta be stupid, you gotta be all those things, and get lucky. I mean, people also don't realize it's like you could work as hard as you can. If the universe doesn't line up for you, it's just out of your hands sometimes. So I don't know. That answered your questions. Thank you.
Incredible human, incredible artist. Thank you. And these new solo projects, man, are really exciting. They bring out the feels, repeated listens, no filler, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Can't wait for the tour. And yeah, man, thanks for you want to play that song for us.
All right. This is a song called, what the heck is this song called? Crushing the Universe. We don't get a chance to play this one very often because it's sort of quirky. So here it is. Yeah. Fell in love before the ice melted. We had a vibe and I know I felt it, and she felt it too. We talked all night about love and life till the stars turned blue. And then she said she had a boyfriend. She slipped it in the middle of a story about a trip to LA. Then she told me she was moving out there on Saturday. Right person, wrong time, she's perfect. God, why'd you have to go and do me so dirty like that? Give me everything I want and nothing I can have. Right lover, wrong time, I wanna hold her, but somehow she's leaving in the morning. Someone got to her first. It's shit like this will make you question the universe. We spent the rest of the week breaking all the rules. I called her 3 times a day, no time to play it cool. Had to tell her how I feel. I said I really don't care if he finds out, baby. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but when you know, you know. She just closed her eyes and smiled. Well, don't you hate it when you find the right person? Wrong time, she's perfect. Well, God, why'd you have to go and do me so dirty like that? Give me everything I want and nothing I can have. Right lover, wrong time, I wanna hold her, but somehow she's leaving in the morning. Someone got to her first. This shit like this will make you question the universe. She can't let him go, she can't let him go. She knows she's got something good. I did everything, I did everything, I did everything I could. But it's just the right person, wrong time, she's perfect. Well, God, why'd you have to go and do me so dirty like that? Give me everything I wanted, nothing I can have. Right lover, wrong time, I wanna hold her, but somehow she's leaving in the morning. Someone got to her first. This shit like this will make you question the universe. Make you question the universe. Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Click here to subscribe and get the latest from the show, including exclusive behind-the-scenes footage and once-in-a-lifetime performances. And as always, thank you for making J-Rock Concerts Media part of your day.